57 days to Election Day and a very big week for the president here in Washington could impact those campaigns out across the country. With me this morning to share their reporting and their insights, Margaret Talev of Bloomberg News, Jonathan Martin of the New York Times. Let's start with the president's big week. He's going to bring the congressional leadership down to the White House, the bipartisan leadership. Then he's going to give a speech to the American people on Wednesday explaining where he thinks the ISIS threat is going and the American response. You might remember last week we had Senator Dianne Feinstein from California, Democrat, chairwoman of the Senate Intelligence Committee. She was saying her president, the Democratic president, was being too cautious. Listen to her yesterday. She says she still has a lot of questions, but she sees a change for the better.
I want to congratulate the president. He is now on the offense. He has put together the coalition of 9 nations. His people are in different regional countries as we speak, consulting and trying to bring in other countries in the region. I think that this is a major change in how ISIS is approached.
Now, she says she wants to see a more muscular response still, though. She says she sees a change coming, but she still has questions. Before we talk, let's listen to Ted Cruz, Republican senator from Texas. Well, guess what? He's got a different approach. He said in a statement yesterday, "We do not need another vague speech. We need a strategy." The president did not have one last year or last week, and he still does not have one now. Margaret, what are we looking for from the president? Is he ready to talk more clearly about we might do airstrikes in Syria, here's what it will take, or is this an incremental step this week?
It's not incremental in the sense that I think he does want to lay out, really for the first time, a much broader approach that goes beyond Iraq and talking about the growing threat. But to answer that sort of $64,000 question, which is what is the U.S. doing in Syria, I really don't think he's going to get to the heart of it. So the truth is somewhere in the middle, which is often the case with President Obama. I mean, what's he going to ask Congress for? Doesn't he want to leave himself enough wiggle room that he can continue acting on his own if he doesn't think they'll go along with him? But the real challenge for him is to explain to Americans, why did I call these guys junior varsity a few months ago, and now it's like the biggest threat, you know, that America faces?
That's a great point. They were junior varsity, and now all of a sudden it's this emerging and growing threat that his own people say could take 5, 10, 15 years to deal with. Jonathan, how much impact does it have on the president as he tries to explain this to the American people that a little bit of good cop, bad cop there from Dianne Feinstein? Last week she was like whacking him for being too cautious. Now she's being sweet, but still saying, I need to see proof. I need to see you take these guys out.
Somebody got a phone call, I think, John, from the White House in the last week. A shock. No, the president is in a tough spot here. The country has no huge appetite to, re-enter one more conflict. But at the same time, you see into session these 2 beheadings of journalists, which have really outraged a lot of folks around the world, including here in America. And so the president is forced to act. But again, there is not any appetite in this country to put ground troops back in that region. And so the president is somewhat handcuffed. Furthermore, there's only so much this president can do, frankly, in the next 2 years. If you read any of the reports about what's happening there, most experts believe this is going to take years and years, well after this president leaves the White House, to really address the root of this issue.
You mentioned the beheadings. There's no question the barbarism of those videos has changed public opinion here, not only having more liberal Democrats pushing for action, but the American people also seeing this as a huge problem. You're right. They want the president to do something. They don't want boots on the ground.